Here today for Joseph, 6 years since they almost killed him. We're here to stand up and make sure that they don't forget what they've done.
I'm here outside of the Industry Sheriff Station where there is a rally held by the family of Joseph Perez, who was beaten by sheriff's deputies who were part of the Industry Indians deputy gang.
He was in a mental health crisis, and what ended up happening was that they picked him up and kept him for 24 hours after I asked them to go ahead and meet me at another hospital to put him back in. They kept him for the evening, releasing him the following evening, and he ended up about 2 blocks from my house, and that's when the same officers beat him.
The deputies that beat Joseph were part of the Industry Indians deputy gang, and just after this incident happened, they actually beat up a group of teenagers at a bowling alley during a party that was being held for one of them, who was promoted to sergeant. How did you react when you heard that the deputies that beat your son were part of a deputy gang?
It was like unbelievable, but yet believable. You know, I didn't have the proof back then, but 5 years later after I seen, I had the proof, it was just like, fuck, I knew it. I just couldn't prove it.
When I learned of this, I asked myself one question. Where was Joseph when these same deputies were beating on someone else? When they were brandishing their guns? You know where Joseph was? He was sitting in jail, serving a sentence for the beating that was done to him by the same deputies. Shame! This means that the district attorney was complicit in siding with the deputy gangs.
Do you think they were trying to kill your son?
I believe so. And I know from the pictures that you've seen that the body outline of the blood on the street, they left Joseph to bleed out for 45 minutes. And I believe that when Joseph hit the floor, I don't believe he got up from there at all. I mean, you've seen that you could see his shoulders, his head, and his other shoulder, and you could see knees, which looked like the officer's knees in the photos. Yeah, they were trying to kill him. And I don't think they knew that I was there on the scene.
The reason that we know about any of this really comes down to Joseph's mother, Vanessa Perez. She has been sounding on the alarm about what happened to her son since the incident occurred several years ago, and she has continued to push the Sheriff's Department, the Civilian Oversight Commission, and the Board of Supervisors to bring forward some kind of accountability for what happened to Joseph, as well as the trajectory of these deputies throughout the department.
I will continue exposing every person who helped cover this up, and every person who is complicit and is part of these deputy gangs. Bobby Wick was the captain here at Industry who justified what was done to Joseph. Bobby is now chief at Century City. Shame! That promotion wasn't earned with integrity. Joseph's blood is part of the story that got him there. He had the opportunity to do the right thing.
Some of the deputies that beat Joseph were moved and promoted. Some of the other deputies, because of that incident at the bowling alley, are facing some disciplinary actions, but it's not really clear how far that goes because of the privacy around sheriff's records in this state. The Civilian Oversight Commission has issued a subpoena to the Sheriff's Department for the records about what exactly happened with Joseph's beating, but the Sheriff's Department has refused to this point to comply with that subpoena. And it has escalated in Sheriff Robert Luna actually bringing a lawsuit against the Civilian Oversight Commission and trying to litigate their power to bring forward subpoenas. That lawsuit is questionable because the voters have given oversight commissions the ability to actually issue subpoenas several times over, and it was recently confirmed by the California courts that their ability to do that is legitimate. But you look at that whole situation and it really just shows you how much the Sheriff's Department and County Council, who provides legal advice to the Sheriff's Department, goes in wanting to make sure that there is no transparency around this kind of thing. What is the reputation of the sheriff's deputies in this area from the Industry Station?
Deputy gangs, gang-like punking people around, the bullies around here. Taking what you got. They're known to go to people's houses after they pull them over, take their money, take their guns, take what they got, and not report it. And I think I brought it to light because a lot of people don't want to talk about it out here. What do you do when the real gang members are the cops, and the ones that you think are the street gang members, they ain't got nothing on these deputies. Nothing.